Hi everybody, season 1, episode 7, our second last episode for the season. Hello e-girlfriend, how are you? Look, today's a very different live stream and it's actually really quite exciting. This isn't about business per se, this is about having a virtual coffee with my now known as e-girlfriends because of the social distancing. What's super exciting about today is we're trying something new and lives are very forgiving, thank goodness. So I've got a couple of ladies joining us today on the video stream. So we've got Victoria and we've got Linda and we've also got Julia. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is please remember to comment, leave your thoughts. While the other ladies are speaking, I will try and get to your comments so that we can answer your comments live. Otherwise, I'll definitely get back to you later. When the other ladies are speaking, if you've got questions for them, jot it down and they will also get back to you later as well. Just make sure you jot who said what. So also, if you, what we'd really love is if you would share this live stream afterwards to your friends, your family, your community, and even add it to your watch party so that you can watch this later with other people. Because really, we want this this virtual coffee date to be a regular thing. So we've all got to get relaxed with it, and remember also, look, there's a lot of people who can't join us today, and they've already sent in messages saying that they can't join us today because they're working. Well, lucky them. That's what I reckon. So, replay viewers, please remember, those who can't make it here today, who've said they can't make it here today, please make sure you do put comments up. Because if you put comments up, we will all get back to you as well. And the idea is the next virtual coffee date that we have, we'd like to get some other people on as well. We'll see how many people we can fit on here just to chat. So it's almost like we're in a cafe, but, well, we're just not. We're not able to be. So I have to say, actually, I do have a question for you. 12:30 p.m. on a Wednesday. Can you comment and let me know if that actually works for you or if there are better times? Because I'm only going on what I can go on. So if you can give me some feedback on that, that'd be sensational. And how often would you like to have a virtual coffee date? Like, do you want it every 2 weeks? Do you want it once a month? Do you want it every day? No. So welcome and hat off to us for being here, only because we can be, which is great. Now, look, I know that this has been really hard, this COVID-19, and I guess at this point what we probably need to talk about today, well, we can talk about anything we want to talk about, but I'm going to kick it off with the way that it's affected me and my family. I mean, look, who would ever have thought that social distancing was a phrase, let alone the way that we're going to be living our life? I mean, this is crazy. And while some people are actually reveling in the isolation, other people are in absolute turmoil, which is why I wanted to start doing this virtual coffee date and a catch up, just to make sure and check in with everybody to see how everybody's really going. So look, for me, I put myself in isolation, or not isolation per se. My whole family went into voluntary lockdown just over 2 weeks ago now. And it's been an interesting experience. And because of that lockdown, like crazy things like going shopping. I'm wearing a mask when I go shopping. I never thought I'd do that. And to top it off, I was even wearing gloves. So I started wearing gloves and then I realized that I pay everything on my phone. So I need my fingerprint, and having gloves on doesn't work. So I'm sitting there in the shop and I'm cutting off the end of my glove and I went, oh no, this is all too hard. And if you go to more than one shop, you need to change your gloves and they're really hard to get anyway at the moment. So so my shopping experiences have been fun. I didn't allow anybody else out of the house for the first week and a half because they refused to wear a mask. So I was the only one who'd go. You weren't allowed to leave. I've also had a friend come and stay before all of this really sort of kicked in, and she actually got stranded here with me. Poor her. Anyway, more about that shortly. I guess for me, also, like my husband had to close down his business. He teaches martial arts. It's a non-essential business, and it's all just gone. Like many people, it's just gone, and we're having to deal with that and live with that and work around that. So he's working on that, different ways he can do teaching online and all that sort of thing. So that's really cool. And I suppose the isolation for us really has meant that, look, I live my life best at the intersection of creativity and adventure. Now, adventure's a little hard to do at the moment, but the creativity is really kicking in for me. I'm able to do all sorts of different things. I'm getting creative with my online business because I'm fortunate enough to be able to leave my online doors open. And, you know, other people have had to shut theirs. So I'm one of those fortunate ones. My husband's not so fortunate with it, but he will make it work. We will make it work. Living in close confined quarters with my husband, it's actually okay. We're kind of used to that. So we've been lucky with that too. I've got my youngest son here as well, and he's doing really well with the isolation, which has been kind of cool. But my creativity has allowed me to get creative, like I said, with my business, and also by doing these live streams. I'm going, how can I contact everybody? And this is my way of being able to contact you. Another things that I have been putting off for ages. For example, when we moved over here to the Gold Coast, we did a big clean out before we came over, and even when we got here, we still had to put stuff into storage. So we've now got some of that out, and I've had it out since December, and I decided this week to go through it. So I asked you all to bring a cup of coffee, and bottoms up, ladies. This is one of the things I did. I went through a box of all my stuff that I've got from when my mum and dad passed. And I came across, super excited about this, these lovely cups and saucers. And I have about 8 sets. So we'll bring a different set each virtual coffee date that we have. So I've been catching up on a whole lot of stuff and being able to deal with it that way. So like I said, we've got some guests with us today. And, we have our third guest here too. That's awesome. Hi, Julia. All right. So I'm going to kick off with Victoria. And Victoria's got her own story. And like I said, next time I'd like to get more people on this so that everyone can have their story. Before I do, Julia, can you give me a thumbs up? Do you need to go first? Because I see you're sitting in a car. Yes, she does. Sorry, Victoria. I'm going to put Julia on first. 1 second.
Hello.
Welcome, Julia. I'm so pleased you could join us. And you did really well. I didn't know if you could do it on a mobile phone or not. So
I hope it sounds okay.
Yes, it does. Yeah. So how's all this been affecting you? How are you, wee girlfriend?
I'm really well. It's really interesting because I actually am one of the lucky ones, I guess, that still has a job. I'm a property manager, so my job's really important at the moment because I'm basically negotiating between tenants and landlords how we're going to deal with rent when a lot of people are in financial hardship because of COVID-19. So, I get to go to work I only work 3 days a week, so I go to work as per usual because I work for a boutique agency and we work out of Peter's home. So it's just Pete and me in a big home, and so we can keep our social distance. That's not a problem. Yeah. And we get on with the job, which is really, really important. We've probably had maybe 10 tenants out of 89 rental properties that have asked for help, and it's increasing every day. So we really need to be on it, and I need to be able to go to work.
Awesome. That's really good to hear, actually. You are. You're one of those lucky ones. It's very cool. And the fact that you can still maintain your social distancing is really good. How are you going with your shopping and stuff?
It was interesting. The other day I went to the Pines at Eleanor to get, the staple ingredients and things, and it's the deadest I've seen it in a long time. My goodness, all of the dress shops and the gaming shop, they were all closed. There were very few people wandering around, so I do really feel for the retailers. But as far as shopping, I think toilet paper's been the funniest thing because I'm on a scheduled delivery with Who Gives a Crap, which is an environmentally friendly toilet paper. And so I didn't miss out at all. My toilet paper arrived on time like it does every month. And I thought it was hilarious that people were having difficulty. I'm sorry if that was one of you having difficulty, but cool. mine just keeps coming. So something that maybe you might want to take into consideration and get on board with a scheduled delivery. But yeah, shopping hasn't really affected me too much. My husband and I are on keto diet, so we've been eating lots of meat and eggs and cheese, and that's still been quite relatively easy to find. I don't use a lot of canned goods, so that hasn't affected me. Yeah, I think my husband's on income protection insurance still from his motorbike accident that happened over 18 months ago. And so he's not been affected either. And Lawson, our son, well, he was affected because he was due to start university and he got in about 2 weeks worth of classes before everything was shut down. So he's now doing his uni work online and having lots of lovely Skype chats with his new uni friends in the evening as well. So it's a weird relationship. It's interesting.
It is. Times are very, very interesting. They're all changing. Yeah.
We're just
Thanks
adapting.
so much for that.
That's all right.
Lovely to see your beautiful face.
Nice to see you too.
And thanks so much for joining us. I'm so excited to have you here. It's great. All right. See you all soon. Stay on. Okay, thank you so much, Julia. Next up is Victoria Rose, but before I do, I'd just like to say, look, I've put comments, I've let them show on the screen. I guess I've got to hide them at the same time. So I'll do that as Victoria's talking. I haven't played with that part of the live stream before. But I'll just address some of them. Justine, hello. Lorraine, good to have you here. And we've got Justine just moved into a home and still unpacking too. Oh, then you've got plenty to do. Okay, all right. So I'm going to delete those as we put Victoria Rose up. Victoria, you are coming up now.
Hey,
go girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriend. So I've had to move inside because it's raining. Here I am in sunny Queensland, in Redcliffe, out there on the balcony, wanting to show off where I'm currently house sitting, and it's raining. But it's okay.
Oh, there we go. I've got you there.
Oh, yes.
Rain. It'd be nice warm rain though.
Who knows? I scurried inside.
Yeah, I did notice before you were out on the deck.
Yes, no more.
So tell me about you and how this is affecting you, lovely.
Well, here I was in lockdown with you and your family and it was only supposed to be, I think, 16, 17 nights, stretched out into almost a month. And it was like, oh my gosh. But you guys weathered the whole drama and trial really well. Blinking slave driver you are.
Oh, absolutely. Got you there. Might as well use you up.
You did. But so how has COVID-19 affected me? Well, I'm fit, I'm healthy. My mind is set to never, ever get sick. Having a hypochondriac mother certainly helps with that. But how has it affected me? Well, quite frankly, I'm homeless. I have I went OS in 2018 and house sat all the way around and volunteered all the way around Turkey and Europe and Asia. And that was really wonderful. My timing was superb because I got back mid-December just last year, and then had a whole year's worth of house sitting and volunteering and pet sitting booked, or so I thought. Of course, they've all fallen over.
They have.
I'm homeless. Poor me.
You look so distraught about that.
I know, but it is interesting though. Unless you're doing something like this, you're not aware that there are hundreds of Australians that do this. And although there are many couples, there are also single Australian women, 50 and older, younger, of course, but mainly older women who now have nowhere to stay. Many of them have vehicles and many of them don't. So it's caused a real dilemma for so many older Australians because they don't have a home, they don't have a car, and what are they going to do? So this has been a real dilemma for those of us who thought we had it easy this year with all of our booked out house sits and pet sits. Not to be.
Not to be. Yes, I know another couple who were doing house sitting as well.
Yeah. It's a fabulous way to do it, because my mission when I did my epic trek for 16 months through 10 countries was to prove it's possible to travel and live overseas on an Australian age pension. And I proved that. Now, doing that in Australia is not as easy, I have to say. However, I could not do it if I had to pay for accommodation. So, interestingly, I've had a bit of magic that's happened. So I'm going to be okay, at least up until August, which is my 70th birthday. And perhaps I can even come back and visit you then, Jen.
You better, girlfriend. We'll put you in quarantine for 2 weeks first, though.
Oh, God, I hope it's over by then. Apparently, there's dates.
We'll give you a gin and a tonic every day.
More than one, yes. You did. But
I think you turned Victoria into an alcoholic.
Well, of course, the news is that I probably was before I went there, but certainly it's been obvious now.
Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing.
Pleasure.
Any questions for Julia and for Victoria so far, please put them in the comments and we will address them. That would be very cool.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Okay. So Linda is next up. Like I said, we haven't done this before. So look, bless Linda and bless Julia, because I gave them no notice today. It's sort of like you've got I think Julia had half an hour and she was still at work. So she did so well to get all this up and running and get here as well. And Victoria, she got some set up yesterday. She had a heads up. So I'm going to turn us over to Linda now to see how she's going. Hello, Victoria. It's not meant to be you.
We got 3 of us now.
This is when I wasn't doing something horrible.
Okay, hold on. All right, there we go. Hello, Linda.
Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
Good. I am so proud of you for joining such, last minute and everything today. Was it an easy process so other people know whether or not it's going to be easy for them?
Took me about 20 minutes to work out what it is, but I'm not very tech savvy, but I finally worked out what I was doing. So I had it all done in time, which was good.
Yeah, that was great. Well done. Well done, you. So how's it all affecting you? How are you going, your girlfriend?
Oh, well, in the big scheme of things, I really can't complain. So I haven't been out of work for 11 days because, unfortunately, I'm in the beauty industry and my business was classified as non-essential. A few people will disagree with that because some of us need our beauty work, that's for sure. So, especially we only got 24 hours notice that, we had to close our doors. So that was a little difficult. But other than that, I'm doing really well. I'm basically decided to do things around the house that needed to be done, like go through paperwork, go through your taxes, all that fun stuff that we put off. I ended up having a bag full of paperwork that I didn't need.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
I guess for you also, with the closure of your business, you didn't have staff, did you?
No, it was just me. So it made it a little bit
stressing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just me surviving. So basically, I've applied for the unemployment and the business thing. So it's basically you sit back and wait until they get hold of you. So luckily, all my other bills I could put off. So I've got money for food. So that's the main thing. And and so basically, I'm doing some online courses to keep myself occupied.
Good. Oh, now tell me about that, because that's interesting, because we were chatting before, and my husband's doing very similar.
Well, I've just finished doing my EFT course, which is tapping. So you tap on certain areas of the body to relax the body and to heal the body. So I finished that. It's amazing how relaxing tapping actually is. I'm actually going to do some videos shortly on that. I'm also doing an online counselling, evidence-based counselling, and I'm also going to do my NLP as well. Yep. So they'll all basically blend in together with what I want to do forward. And when I hopefully reopen, I'll be having more of a holistic approach to everything I do in my business.
Yeah, so working with community, that sort of thing, I think that's going to be something really major for us in the coming months, because they're sort of predicting that it's going to affect so many people. Like, you're going to have husbands and wives who realise that they actually don't get on. You're going to have heads butting in families. We're really hoping that the suicide rate doesn't increase, that sort of thing, and yet there is talk of it.
Well, exactly. I mean, a lot of people don't know. I actually lived in New York when September 11th happened. So 6 months after that, I ended up getting panic attacks, anxiety, and agoraphobia, the fear of leaving the house. So the problem's going to happen with what's going on now with people not leaving the house. Some people are actually going to develop panic, anxiety, and fear of leaving the house because something might happen to them. Yeah. So basically what I'm going to do is start showing people's little tips that you can do. And what I've started to do to keep my mental health well is set the alarm in the morning, get up at exactly the same time every day, have a routine. You got to have a routine, otherwise you beat yourself up.
Yeah. Well said. Love it.
Yep. And exercise. Get up, have your shower, exercise, have your breakfast, and then plan what you want to do for the day. Don't sit down in front of the TV all day. It's really bad for your mental health, really bad. So the best thing I've found to do is, if you do want to watch TV, try not to turn the TV on to at least 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There's so many things you can do around the house, believe me.
There really is.
Like, get the toothbrush out and clean out the tiles in the shower, all the things that we hate doing and we don't have time for, stuff like that.
I have involved that one to my hubby. Got nothing to do, sweetheart? Go. No, not for your teeth.
So there is always something you can find to do.
Yeah, absolutely there is. I have a list a mile long. Mind you, Victoria is responsible for a lot of that.
That's good.
I see her laughing in the background. Right.
And with the shopping's been interesting because I'm actually doing my shop for my mum and dad. Because my mum has chest infection, she usually gets once a year. She's we don't want her going out. Yep. And my dad's just finished his cancer treatment. So he can't go out as well. So my shopping takes me a little bit longer when you got to shop for someone else, different brands, which aisle to go. So that's been interesting and fun, I have to say.
Yeah. Look, I think in times like this, what we've really got to do, we just got to really keep positive, you know. I think we've got to try and find the good in everything. So for me, I've found the good in my creativity and doing stuff, and I found the good in me to be able to hold Victoria here for as long as possible. And I have to say, well, actually, one moment, I'm just going to join her because I'm sure she has something to say. Hold on. Where am I going? No, here. Hold on. Bear with me. There she is.
It was you that created COVID-19.
Actually, I was going to ask you, is COVID-19 even a thing anymore? Because I haven't heard about it in almost a week. You see, we'd get up in the morning and go out onto the deck and have coffee, and Victoria would be there. She'd been up there for like a good hour at least before I was, and she just gives us our daily report on what's happening in the world.
Oh dear. Yeah, she misses me.
That's awesome. That's really good. Well, also the other thing, I live at Budds Beach, so I couldn't be, have to stay at home in a more nicer place. It's 2 minutes to walk down to Budds Beach, walk along the beach and come back home. So I'm actually really, really lucky.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
You're both on the beach at the moment.
Yeah.
Victoria's smack bang in the front of the beach as well at the moment. House sitting. How lovely.
Very good. Yeah.
All right. Thank you both ladies for joining me. Look, I guess I'll leave you with something, and I've got to see if I actually get this right. Look, I encourage you to get into conversations by looking into your real life, not with what you think and you feel. Try and look at the conversations in your real life and try and work from there. I do hope that makes sense. Please don't forget to let me know. Sorry, 1 second. I'll get used to doing this. I'll get rid of these two.
Bye.
Okay. Look, please let us know if the 12:30 works for you and how often you would like to have these virtual coffee dates. Stay well, stay safe, and be gentle and kind to each other, and love those who are around you, because everybody's on this journey together, just differently, but we're still all on it. So tune in next week to the Australian Beauty Show, and yeah, look, next week will be a bit different again, but I would love to do another virtual coffee with you guys and many more of you. So like I said before, share this with your friends and try and get more people engaged wanting to join in this. And look, if 12:30 is sort of your mark to get a wine, then pop it in a coffee cup because we'll never know. All right, we'll see you next week, same time, Wednesday, 12:30. If you want to watch any of the replays, then you'll find links in the description as well. Ciao for now. Take care. Mwah.